Started set up a world. I need to send my link to a few people. Give me just a minute. Only one person that wants to watch has my link. Ooh, excuse me.
Welcome back.
Okay, now that that's all set up, I can get things set and start playing. Create a new world. I never stay in the same world unless I really like it. Which kind of sucks. Online game for anybody that wants to join by a medium, always. Balanced seed. You know, balanced seeds are kind of boring. Don't be afraid to chat if you would like. Well, there's not a whole lot I can do. So here we go. Little known secret, I'm actually doing this because I find my voice sexy, and I've been told it's quite sexy. So, lots of rambling. I swear I'm... Ooh, hey. Okay, so I swear I'm not usually pompous or full of myself, but I've got a nice voice. Used to work at a call center, got told all the time I shouldn't be working at a call center. I need to be... I can get cats. I was told I needed work in the radio. Which, I mean, I guess that's true. I probably should attempt working in a radio. I think it'd be kind of fun, but going and getting all my certificates and licenses and shit to do that. Why does this look familiar? I feel like I've been on this seed before. Chickens! Haha, feathers. Come here, you little cluckfuck. Just so you know, I live in the fucking Midwest. It's colder. Well, it's pretty fucking cold. My room is poorly insulated, so I got slippers on. I'm gonna be sniffing a little because it's fucking cold. Sorry about that. Sorry, Mel. I need to make a bed, and I don't have shears. Don't hate me. Yes, I know. I should probably make a sword instead of using my axe. And should use my axe for better research. God damn it! Should be using my sword for my axe for better resources like trees. But right now, I'm just gathering food. I'll make a pick out of wood here soon to gather more stone. Yeah. I have the chat and comments up just in case you guys want to talk to me. Otherwise, hit me up on Facebook, and I will be checking that periodically. Some of you guys already know how to get a hold of me via Facebook. If you don't, sorry about your luck. Just message me here. Ooh, that drown has a trident. Fuck. While I want it, it's not worth the risk. So, basic mine. Just for a little bit of safety. I really should, like, come up with stories or something to tell while I'm playing. Just for, like, mild entertainment value. I had a woman call at work, though, that just royally pissed me off. She started calling my coworkers just fucking stupid because we didn't put in exactly how many nuggets she had wanted. Like, we're fucking human. Shit fucking happens. She just kept calling my coworker stupid, and I just got royally pissed off. Like, I didn't let the customer know that. But, I mean, how can you get so mad about a small mistake? Okay, yeah, I get that you paid for it, I understand that, but I'm offering, like, a resolution. I offered to send you coupons to get it replaced on a future visit, or, you know, I'd replace it for free still if you wanted to come back in, which I can understand her not wanting to come back in. Give wholeheartedly. It's fucking cold. Anybody that doesn't know, it's gonna get like negative fucking 30 here tomorrow. Fahrenheit, for any foreigners watching. Not even gonna look at what that is Celsius, because that's... Ooh, fuck. Iron. Oh, crafting table. Why'd I have to take you out? All about that fucking iron. But, like, how can people be so ignorant to just call everybody idiots? I understand that I don't have the most glamorous job, especially for somebody my age, but god damn, don't treat us like we're garbage. You can't demand service while simultaneously disrespecting those that provide it to you. It's just ignorant as fuck. Okay, enough about that rant. I should have enough shit to get me by for a little while. Do need to go get trees, but time to make... God damn it. Time to make a sword. Because, you know, I heard fucking skellies. 2 swords. Always good to have a fucking backup. Always good to have a backup. Especially when you go over here and there's fucking withered. Not withered. Fuck, why do I keep doing that? It's drowned. And one's got a trident, so... I gotta be real careful. Where those undead fucks go? Well, there's one undead fuck. I'm not gonna get a trident from him. But the experience is always nice. Come on, I just want to be fucking King Neptune, Triton. Take your pick. I don't want to be Aquaman now. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got a pretty cool overall power set. There. Because I found the fuck. Ooh, 2 fucks. My happy ass needs to be careful. I'm gonna end up dying. You know what? I'm just glad I wasn't very far from the spawn. That just kind of sucked, though. God damn it. Getting forked in the face. Other side of the wall. Water. Water wall. And this is Wonderwall. Not really. But I really need to get my shit. Before I get wrecked. Again. I hear that fucker behind me. God damn, that's scary. You're gonna go fishing underwater? Really, ho? Ooh. What the hell hit me? Did anybody get the number of the truck that just ran me the fuck over? No? Well, okay then. Oh, shit. Check my loot, rearrange. No fishing pole, no trident. But I got my shit, and that's what fucking matters. Always risk getting poisoned if you eat raw shit. Be careful, folks. This doesn't just apply to Minecraft, that's a real life thing. If you eat like raw fish, especially blowfish, even if you're a sushi fan, eating raw blowfish is very dangerous. I got lucky the one time I fucking tried it. Time to make a bed. Speaking of, if you've never actually tried, like, actual blowfish, I can't remember the proper Japanese term for that kind of sushi, but if you ever actually get the chance to try it from a proper sashimi chef or whatever, maybe it's called sashimi, I don't know, I'm fucking retarded. Either way, if you ever get the chance to try it by a proper sushi chef, please do. Even if you, unless you're allergic to fish, then yeah, just fucking stay away from that shit. That'll kill you. I mean, it's got a higher chance of killing you than it already does, but that is beside the point. Yeah, no, it's definitely an experience in and of itself, just watching it. Always, only eat it if they prepare it in front of you. Otherwise, I wouldn't trust it. Like, I wouldn't trust that it's good quality. Or not just, like, fucking rancid or tainted fish. Which, I mean, I guess you have that issue with any kind of sushi unless you're making, like, unless you're making, say, like, chicken sushi. Which you can do. You can substitute poultry for fish. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Then there's so many more flavor profiles you can get if you use poultry as opposed to using raw fish. And getting quality raw fish, that's pretty hard this day and age. Like real quality fish. I mean, it's sad that no, I'm not trying to fucking feed you fish. I'm trying to eat the fish. What am I even doing with my life? I just yelled at a fucking virtual horse for rearing up at me because I tried to eat fish while it was in front of me. God. Like, for real, what am I doing with my life? It's a real fucking good question. I'm not trying to get prolific or philosophical here. Or depressed, so let's avoid that topic. Aw, I lost a viewer. Sad face, you don't like my ramblings, well fuck you. Why do my comments not show up? Like, for fucking real. Kill all the fucking pigs. I mean literal pigs, I like bacon. and some sausages. Also, like, speaking of sausage, watch out for, like, German sausages, unless you really know what it's from. Generally, if it's got worse in its name, it's pretty bad. That's a joke, by the way. Poor joke, but a joke nonetheless. German sausages are pretty fucking good. Unless it's made of liver. Unless you like liver. Then hey, more power to you. Eat all the liver you want. Oh hi, another fucking viewer. Hello! Welcome to my late night ramblings. And I think I just found permafrost. Yes, I did. Speaking of permafrost, anybody that's interested in dice, you're gonna love this. There's this company out there called Artisan Die. Fucking love their work. Occasionally we'll get petrified bogwood, 2,000-year-old petrified bogwood. Shit's expensive as fuck. But when I get it in, when I rarely have it because that shit's expensive, they make dice out of it. And it's some of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen. But finding the right wood at the right age, you know, the right stability as well. Oh, it's hard. Once a year, they usually also have mammoth tusk if you want to go, like, morbid. Even more morbid, they have alligator teeth. And jawbone. I'm not even going to ponder what they do with the rest of the alligator. I'm just going to, I don't know, guess they eat it. I mean, that's what I would do. I heard it tastes like chicken. I talk too much. Okay, while I have a moment, I'm going to go ahead and check Facebook and see if I got any messages. Aww. Why am I still not getting notifications from that group chat? I don't know, YouTube has a really bad habit of not actually showing me the comments you guys send, which is a shame. Hi Katie, thanks for tuning in to my TED Talk, which is just sporadic as fuck. I hope you're enjoying the show. I'm kinda trying not to fall into the ocean. I can swim, I know how to swim, so that's a plus, but this is cold water. Who else is watching? Like, Vampy, you here too? I know Katie's watching, but... You know, supposedly there's chests and treasure in some of these icebergs or igloos. I have yet to actually find an igloo, thank you very much. God, I'm actually cold. I don't know if it's because being in this fucking biome is making me colder, or if it's just because I'm cold as hell. Like, here, let's check the temp real quick. I guarantee it's the same temp in my room. Ugh, unlock stupid phone. Weather. It's fucking -11. It feels like negative fucking 11 degrees Fahrenheit. I imagine that's what it would feel like if you were actually walking on a frozen ocean. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Sandbar surrounded by fucking ice. Hey, is that an igloo? I did also see something under here. Maybe coral. Ooh! Fucking water temple, run. Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay, fuck. Whew. No, thank you. Oh my god. The only time I've ever been to one was by accident, and I didn't know about the fucking guardians. And even if that's not a proper water temple, that's scary as fuck. I mean, I don't care how tough you are, that's some scary shit in there. And there's no way I'm gonna go in there without having some sort of water breathing shit, like either a potion or activating the... God damn it, what's it called? Thanks, bro. Oh my god. I oh my god. Thanks, Vampy. Um, I'm really tempted to read that aloud just so my random laughter doesn't sound way out of place. Oh my god, a drown is gonna attack me instead of go to the water and put itself out. Did it die? Or did it go to the water? I was too busy talking to actually be paying attention. You know, I probably should have grabbed some more wood. Haha, there's a pun waiting right there. What did I get? Well, I'm glad to know that people find my voice sexy. Yes, I will make my jokes as lame as they are. I love my jokes. I don't care how lame anybody. Ooh, trident fucker. Die! You don't deserve to be master of the ocean. I do. And you still didn't give me a trident, you cunt. Pardon my language, this is not suitable for anybody under the age of, I'm gonna just say fucking 16, because I do use a lot of foul language. And I don't really care. This isn't for money, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my gun. Somebody tell me the rest of that so I don't sound like an idiot for starting that. Ow, fucker. I'm almost dead. That was dumb. Don't give me salmonella. Wow, I'm getting really lucky with eating all this raw fucking food. One dead drowned boy. You know, it's really sad. It's been 3 years since 2 of my coworkers drowned. And there we go, I went and depressed myself. They were good people. Okay, moving on to a much happier note. What's up here? Ooh, drowned. I swear I heard a fucker. Serious question now. How can you guys... Huh? That is good to know. It is definitely not friend where I live. Cunt is a very, very vulgar slur. Yeah. It's essentially like an intensified version of bitch. More insulting, too. I definitely don't use this language at work. Not this badly. I just find it entertaining on stream. And I won't tone it down. Ooh, I heard a drowned fucker. Get your sword. There he is. There's another one. I didn't see you. Hey guys, in the group chat, give me a topic for my TED Talk. And let's see what fuckery I can get up to with that. And no, my TED Talks aren't going to be prolific. Dude, seriously, okay, hold the fuck up. One of my buddies is watching, and he fucking... Dude, I appreciate you so fucking much. I'm not gonna sound like a complete idiot, because I'm reading from a script. Oh, I gotta sign back in. Whew, let's see if I remember this shit. I literally just reset my password. Just let me... Thank you. Tap, 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 tap. Does anybody remember when the reCAPTCHA used to be different? Like, instead of clicking a whole bunch of pictures, you actually had to type in shit? Yeah. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Storefronts. Yeah, definitely not a robot. Thanks, guys. I'm announcing it on... No, it's not invalid. Am I the only one that reads invalid as invalid? I know, I'm terrible. Actually, probably not that terrible, but still entertaining. Verification code. Thank you. Okay, so if anybody doesn't know, I haven't told many people the story. I actually had someone from oh, okay. Okay. This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My rifle is my best friend. It is my life. I must master it. As I must master my life. Without me, my rifle is useless. Without my rifle, I am useless. I must fire my rifle true. I must shoot straighter than my enemy who is trying to kill me. I must shoot him before he shoots me. I'm guarantee he just quoted Jarhead. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, Full Metal Jacket. Okay, I was close. I hadn't seen that movie in a long time. My buddy Drew just corrected me. Either way, hadn't seen that movie in a long time. Why am I still walking on ice? At least it's not thin ice. Thin ice is a terrible thing to walk on. I literally set my up for like a Lemony Snicket like explanation shit, and I completely blew it. I need to get a script prepared. I should definitely do Lemony Snicket style TED Talks. Anybody a fan of Lemony Snicket here? Wow, tough crowd, tough crowd. Either way, if you hadn't watched it, Lemony is essentially narrating the events that happen to the Baudelaire children after they get, after a mysterious fire, and he's trying to figure out like what happened to them and why they disappeared and where they went. Not going to get into details, but a lot of fuckery ensues. Oh, by the way, this is actually a painted mesa. Oh, goddammit. This is the painted mesa shit. You know, painted terracotta. Everything's a different color. Hyper decorative. Yay! You are tuned in. That makes me happy. And too much inflection. Whoops. Well, welcome to my TED Talk. And it's just more of me just rambling the fuck on. Raw mutton. Should I? Yeah, fuck it. Let's see if I get poisoned from sheep. And a sheep don't strike back. Not this time. I'm gonna go ahead and make a furnace. Can I pick these things up? Sticks. Cool. Okay, I can burn sticks. I could make charcoal. Yeah. Why did I switch tabs? Just gonna throw all these fuckers in there. Throw those fuckers there. By the way, Drew, we need to get together with Marine and actually play a game. Get that campaign of Ball started, the Fall of Ball. See if we can expand it, maybe choose a different planet. I got an entire star chart for that. We can do something in the Calaxian sector, maybe, which is where Dark Heresy is set. Otherwise, we can use the map, and it's in the core rulebook. So many different colors. This would be pretty if there were some more reds in it. Come on, food. Cook. My fat ass is hungry. Oh, those sticks are burning really fucking quick. Oh, trust me, I know. For those of you, I don't know if you guys can actually see the messages. He said we're going to need a really big table. This game that I'm talking about requires an 8 by 4 foot table, especially if we end up getting to like the larger scale battles towards the end of the campaign. If we do a full campaign, that is. Yeah, no, it's a pretty fun game. It's extraordinarily expensive. My favorite hobby. Vampy, I'll send you a few pics if you're interested. Just let me know. Fuck it, I'm still probably gonna send them anyway. Then cannot. It's blocking the entire top left corner of your screen every time. Okay, cool. That is definitely good to know. I almost lost my furnace. Okay, so future note, sticks are a terrible source of fire. They burn up way too quickly. I really should have gathered some kelp while I was above that frozen ocean. I need to do something a bit productive with my time here. Like, not read my map. That's productive. So, either way, back to explaining this game. We have a whole bunch of miniatures, adults playing with army men, that we put together, paint, and then literally roll a bunch of dice. Not wargaming or role-playing like D&D, though that is an option, and with another book. It's definitely much more strategy, or used to be much more strategy. It's not as strategical. You know the word I'm trying to say. Bit more strategy involved, lots of shooting stuff. Use your imagination, lots of blood, legs flying everywhere, tank bits everywhere. People die. But, let me tell you how expensive this is. I've been playing the game for a little over 10 years now, and I've dropped well over $1,000 into just what I have. Last year, I got 4 people into it, just buying the starter shit, books, and 2 things for me. I spent $800. That shit ain't cheap. Kind of regret getting a couple people into it, though. They don't even play. Don't even touch their shit. But it's okay. I got some more models out of it because one of them gave them to me. Time for sleep. It is night enough. Eat that pork chop. I half feel like I come and stream just to hear myself talk. Okay, sorry, I was sending a message on Facebook. It's a secret. Shh. And out of sticks. You know what, that's fine. I got plenty of pork chops for my travel. Break this shit down. What did you just send me? That's cute. Okay. I'm running out of topics to ramble about. One of these days, I'm going to make a map with a goal in mind and actually play this game the way it's supposed to be. Instead of just wandering around aimlessly trying to find a village to possibly settle in. Which is usually my goal, and it has to be a suitable village, i.e. needs a forge, because I loot the shit out of that. Make the best catacombs ever. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to start with a flat world. That just feels like it'd be so much more fun. Like, ooh, that's a drop. Ooh, desert. That is a hell of a drop. I almost ran off the side of that fucking mountain. I would have gone splat. Then I'd have gone splat again trying to get my shit back. Build a mountain? Wait, are you telling me to build a mountain when you're shouting mountain at me? I have built more ambitious things. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Okay, those of you watching in a specific group, should I switch to a flat map and build a mountain with catacombs? Build catacombs in a mountain. Proper play or in creative? That's not a lie. Problem is, I get so lost in my own caves. Alright. Let me find a decent mountain and I'll get started on that. And that'll be my daily, maybe weekly stream. You know, just gonna slow down to munch on this pork chop. Or rather, at this point, that pork chop. And then that other one. And I just found a cave. I'm gonna go explore that cave over there. I feel like my Minecraft dude is just as big of a fat ass as I am. Do a little bit of walking. Oh, I'm hungry. Dolphins, give me a boost. Ah! They gave me a boost. I am extraordinarily happy now. I love dolphins. Aw, I lost a viewer. Sad panda. Let's see how far this one torch is going to take me. One torch. Stuck. Oh my god, there's a spider. Waiting for that creeper to come out of nowhere and just blow my ass up. I have no armor on. So, speaking of creepers, this is actually like common Minecraft knowledge, but the creeper was made by accident. They were trying to make a pig, and Notch, can't remember his name, Marcus something, coded it incorrectly when he was trying to create it, and made the body upward or made it vertical instead of horizontal. Literally just one figure incorrect. Alright. Have fun with that. Beat Saber. Collecting some gravel. I hate that sound. Like, I really wish I would have changed that sound when I revamped this game. Then again, they're always revamping said game. You know, going through this, I don't really need to create catacombs. Ooh. Oh, shit, that was a bat. Oh my god. Okay, who was the first person to leave, though? God there's one specific person I don't want to leave. That sounds terrible. And mildly desperate. But I enjoy talking to you. Moving on, coal. Lots of coal. Coal. Speaking of, in the state of Illinois, you can actually randomly find coal, or at least in the area I'm in, like every town I've lived in this area, you can find coal and iron just randomly in your backyard because of the local mines. My brother actually collects chunks of the iron he finds. Wanting to smelt it one of these days and actually refine it into maybe an ingot. Which would be fucking cool. We just don't actually have anything to smelt it with, though, is the problem. Don't have a crucible or propane. Though I don't think it'd be too hard to get a proper crucible. I know a few people that have them already. And I just dug myself into a hole. Fucking yay. I don't know the brightness on YouTube. Anybody watching, I can still see my shit, but here soon I'm going to be in complete darkness. And that's when I get fucked. And definitely not in the good way. So much coal. This is a massive vein, maybe 2 veins total with how much I'm getting. Started with 16. Oh, I hate my mind. Massive vein. Not going there. This is definitely not NC-17. This is more like rated R for... I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that. Ignore my rambling. And look at there. More fucking coal. Dig your way up and out. Get that coal. 60. I almost have a full stack out of that. That was definitely 2 veins. Last I knew, max a coal vein was 32. Oh, I didn't finish that because of the gravel. Now I'm kind of lost. I don't know how to get out of here. There we go. I'm gonna go grab that torch. It's my only torch. I can make more now, though. I got plenty of coal. Also, anybody that doesn't play Minecraft, always have a weapon on you. Like, I can't stress this enough. Even if it's just an axe, which honestly is a bit more badass than just running around with a sword. Like, if axes did more damage. 4, 5. They're both made of the same materials, but an axe doesn't do more damage than a sword. I'm sorry, Vikings used axes for a reason, and there's a village. Oh, I'm saved from myself. Not really. Let's go ahead and get this coal first, then I'll go raid that village. I'm not chasing rabbits this time. I felt like a dick for just killing it just for its foot, and still didn't get its foot. Like, my sword mutilated it enough last time. I didn't get its foot. I don't even know if that's on PlayStation. Ugh. God, that's sad. We have pandas. I haven't found a panda before. Also sad. I want to find an angry panda. Okay, so, fun fact about pandas, they're hyper aggressive. They are called bears for a reason, other than the fact that they look like bears, but actually aren't bears. They are aggressive, like they can get aggressive, I should say. And they're not all cute and cuddly. Yeah, people handle them all the time, but if you piss off a panda, just be ready to get your shit fucked up. They will wreck your day. Like, seriously, Google it. They will wreck you and you will regret ever thinking they were cute and cuddly. Why is there a door like 6 blocks? Oh my god. There's a door fucking 6 blocks above the ground. So many cats. That's a good thing. Should I go catfishing again? Haha, but by the way, to get that joke, you kinda had to be in the last stream of mine, or have watched my last video, which was 2 fucking hours long, and it was told by a joke towards the end. I made that joke because of like, aha, if only I had a cat or some shit like that. And I was like, yeah, I was catfishing earlier, and I had laughed prior to that and explained why I was laughing. And then went on to say, yeah, and I even went out of my way to go punch some fish. Haha, catfishing always leads to punching. Oh, fuck, I'm an asshole. God. I mean, I really did feel like an asshole after saying that, but it was fucking hilarious in the moment. I feel like an asshole again. And I lost a viewer. Make the joke again, and I lose a viewer every single time. I'm just done with that catfishing joke. It gets me nowhere. If I offend you with anything I say, please. Ooh, this is exactly what I was looking for. Anybody else know what this actually is? This is a desert dungeon. And I now have a saddle, or I will have a saddle in here in a second. Not interested in music discs, but I do want to know what spawns. Skelly spawner. Not anymore. But yeah, deserts have some really cool structures that spawn. Desert dungeons, such as that one, are one of my favorites that spawn, simply because they have nice loot, like the saddle I just got. For those of you that don't actually play Minecraft and know that already. Found them way back in the day when I played Minecraft religiously. Like, that's all I played. And desert temples. Oh, God. I remember when I got so excited hearing that they were adding this thing, and they're actually mildly disappointing. Usually have mediocre loot, if not emeralds, and oh hey look, over there's a well. But no, desert temples are really fucking cool, as long as you don't fall down. Don't step on a pressure plate after you open up the treasure chamber. There's a spider in there somewhere, so I really don't want to loot it. Yeah, I can still hear the spider. It's definitely in that temple. Fuck it. Where'd that spider go? My biggest problem is I won't be able to get out without digging my way out, and I don't have a shovel. Sand's kind of a pain in the ass. So that village did not have what I was looking for. Again, my criteria for settling in a village is having a library, a forge, and at least 1 farm plot. That thing looked like it had 2 farm plots, no forge though. It's a weird obsession of mine. I know it's a really bad judging criteria. Oh, and houses you can get into. If you're going to settle in a village and protect a village, especially now that they've got the pillagers and those beasts, you definitely need to be able to have houses that have access for your villagers. Otherwise, it's just going to take a bit of extra time that you might not necessarily want to invest in making the village protectable. Why do I keep hearing a spider? Maybe I'm imagining things, but I've yet to run into a pillager, but I've also never settled in a village long enough for a pillager to spawn and attack, which is another reason why there's cats. Cats will help defend the village. Like, that's why they moved in from the jungle. You can no longer tame ocelots, if ocelots still even exist in the game. I haven't run into them, but they were relatively rare to begin with. The stray cats seem to be a lot harder to tame than ocelots did, though. Like, I had 6 fish and I couldn't even get a single stray cat to eat it. Ocelots, on the other hand, you could. The stray cats are a lot more skittish. From what I noticed, which, I mean, it could be a simple AI change. Like, I don't know. Just don't run up on a cat, just like in real life. Don't ever run up on a stray cat. Those fuckers will be vicious. I've seen a stray cat attack someone just for sitting somewhere. Same with stray dogs. Never try to pet a stray dog. I feel like this should be common knowledge, though. Or common sense. But, I mean, common sense isn't that common anymore. Hell, I lack it sometimes. Alright, I'm going to take a quick stop up on this tree. Get a feel for my surroundings of birch forest. I'm just going to call this Birchwood Grove. I'm also going to go check Facebook real quick. Okay. That's a dark forest up there. I could find a mansion, but unarmored, and I'm no match for an evoker, especially unarmored. Not even worth trying to get that totem, and there's barely, if any, loot in a mansion. I found this out exploring them in creative mode. Aww. I've explored them in creative mode. Like, really the only decent loot out of them is if you kill the evoker and get that life totem, or totem of life, or whatever it's called. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Scratchy throat. I need a drink. And to find my vodka. Like, I had fully intended on doing drunk Minecraft tonight, just to see how entertaining that was to myself. Okay, there's a little horse there. So I found a plains, which means I can find a horse, which would make my traveling a little bit easier. I can sit around and wait for that to grow up, or I can find a bigger horse. I mean, yep. Distracted, sorry peeps. Yeah, I can either wait for that thing to grow up, which can take days, or I can just try to find a larger horse, like a fully grown horse. Pretty sure these are called foals? I don't know. I just call them baby horses or ponies, which I know isn't technically correct. Excuse me, but for all intents and purposes, it works. Okay, fun fact about me. Outside of this, I basically didn't talk a whole lot anymore. So I do have a slight stutter, which is also partly from a concussion, unfortunately. Partly from a concussion, made me stutter a lot, and I have actually a pretty fat tongue, so it kind of gets in the way of itself and doesn't articulate the way I need it to, so I had to put a little bit more focus on enunciation. Otherwise, I end up, like, mumbling or stumbling over my own words, which has happened a few times in this stream, and I've tried to catch myself and stop doing it. Enunciation is key. I honestly noticed it more in college when I was learning phonetics, which, if you aren't aware what phonetics are, it's a term used in animation when you're making an animation talk. It's like how your lips move to each type of sound, and we actually only have like I want to say 26 different phonetic positions, since several are reused and a few are just used for extra enunciation. So you could probably honestly get away with only 20 phonetics, but off the point, the point I'm trying to make is I didn't notice that I didn't enunciate extraordinarily well until I was learning phonetics in my Animation 101 class in college. We were going over different mouth positions for the phonetics. We were drawing it in Flash, of course. And let me tell you, getting something to talk for 3 seconds, it can take hours and hundreds of slides just to get the proper phoneme positions. That's it, phonemes. Which I guess fits into the whole phonetic thing, but they're technically called phonemes, pardon. It's been a few years since I've had to use the proper terminology, which kind of sucks, but is understandable if you know anything about what happened. Unfortunately, it's understandable if you know anything that happened. Regardless, though, phonemes are literally about how somebody moves their lips and their tongue, which, ever since that class, it really bothers me when people pronounce their L's with putting their tongue between their teeth, which generally makes a th sound for the, like, the. I never could actually understand how putting your tongue between your teeth could produce an L sound, since that usually means you're pressing the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth without making a small pop of air, like in D. N works in the same way, but also uses a bit more of your tongue pressed against the roof of your mouth, and now I'm getting into technicalities. And rambling. Let's see. That's a nice ravine. It'd be a shame if I fell into it. That actually is a nice ravine. I really wish that I could actually get away with listening to music while I'm playing. Like, I'm really feeling... There's a few songs I really would love to listen to right now. Schism by Tool, by the way. Amazing song. If you ever watch the music video, it's creepy. If you haven't seen it, they get a contortionist artist. Several, actually, that are, I believe, ever started off as circus performers or something for a specific show, and I toured with Tool during that album. Some really cool shit, really freaky shit, and there's a lot of people that can contort themselves in such a way that mimics that movement. Also, really cool thing, schism. I ended up looking up what schism meant at one point in time, recently even, simply because of Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Schism is literally a divide in a group. Usually a divide in a group. Regardless, it does mean divide or split. Two polar ends, like for instance, Ireland is in a religious schism. The Catholics versus the Protestants, both of them, they're kind of at a religious war at each other in Ireland. And I've heard some stories about how it can be pretty bad, but it's starting to be a bit more laxed now and not so hostile. From my understanding, anybody that's in Ireland, correct me if I'm wrong. I'd love to be corrected. I'd love to learn more about it. Maybe not be Christian, but I love learning about different religions. Very much polytheistic. Theism in general, though, like, has caused so many issues. Like, there's a mention. Theism in general has caused so many issues, and I won't get into that topic now. I'll probably create more enemies than friends and less viewers, the few viewers I have to begin with. Is there any specific topic you want to hear me rant about, though? Just let me know. I will probably rant about it if I have an opinion or have any knowledge on it, which I have random-ass knowledge about random-ass things. There's no knowing what I know. Like, I don't even know what I know until it comes up in topic or randomly pops up into my head. Like, for instance, did you know that every time you smell a violet, you're smelling it for the first time? There's something about its scent, I can't remember if it's the scent or if it's the pollen, that makes you forget the smell. Like, it's not a smell that you're going to keep. You're never going to remember the scent of a violet. So artificial violets, like what you find in a Scentsy burner, we don't even know if that's how a violet should smell until we smell the flower. Like, oh, okay. But in general, the flower itself, you're always smelling it for the first time when you smell it. Like, I can remember rose, tulip, lilacs, lavender, hybrid tulips, which, by the way, most tulips have different scents. At least to me, they have different scents. It's a really sweet smell. Off the point, I can remember how all of those smell. Like, I can think about it and get a small sensation of that smell in my nose. But I can never remember violets. And this isn't just a little random fact that I made up. It is one that I discovered and then tested later. So, and if you happen to remember what a violet actually smells like, congratulations. You are a rare person. That was your random fact of this 5 minutes. Because knowing me, I'll pull a random one out of my ass in just a few minutes. Again, as soon as I see something that reminds me of something. Like, for instance, voxel. Minecraft being one of the first, not even quite the first. Like, this idea was actually ripped off from somebody else. I'm not going to get into that detail. I don't know the full details, so I don't want to go on that tangent. But voxel games, like, they don't model every individual thing. They fill a space with specific points. Each of these things is a point, and they assign a value to a texture that wraps around those points, which gives us the presence of, or the perception of, geometry in the space. It's actually a rather simple code, but to do more complex things, you gotta have more code to it. And since Minecraft was originally coded in Java, it was rather complex and redundant. It had a whole bunch of redundancies. So when it's loading up a map in Minecraft, it actually used to have an edge. If anybody remembers reaching the void, I think is what it was called. It was like 39,000 blocks out. It would just literally just stretch it because it didn't have the telemetry. It didn't actually have anything to calculate it on. It would just go on and just stretch, and it would just drop off into the nothingness, which you can't do on the console. I think they actually ended up fixing it and making Minecraft truly endless. So back to how a voxel work. Like, visually, I can see a whole bunch. I've got a wide range here. However, if I were to say fly and just speed off, you would notice like there were like a whole bunch of chunks missing. That's because the points are separated into 250 by 250 cubes. I think it's 250 by 250 cubes, and that is a chunk, so that's all it loads. So at any given time, there are so many chunks loaded, so it doesn't overload whatever you're playing it on. You can set it to further if you have a higher end system. You can set it to closer if you're playing on a lower end system, or just, want to work on a certain project that doesn't require a lot. That's why if you ever, like, for instance, go into the ocean and just dive really deep really quickly, say that the drowned aren't there, you'll see chunks loading or parts of, say, a dungeon randomly popping in and out. It's because it doesn't load it fully or really even properly right away, so you're getting these visual representations of things forming as you come up on them, which it's already generated before you come up on it, but the system has to catch up and the game has to render it. Like, the only thing for distance here is nothing really fades out. Like in most video games, they will do a type of texture fading, which will make things off in a distance at a lower resolution. Whereas on Minecraft, you literally have your viewpoint, like field of vision. And let me get to a higher point. I will point it out. They use an old term. I don't know what the new term is or what term they use for it. It's called, I've always referred to it as the fog of war, simply because old games, you couldn't see very far. There literally was a fog of war. D&D uses the same thing, or at least DMs can use the same thing if they're using a proper visual map for it, covering up things that you're not supposed to see. But off in the distance, I want to say 3 chunks out, it starts getting foggy. That's how they get it to render better, because they don't have to render everything. They can fade it off that way as opposed to lowering the resolution. Everything's already at a really low resolution anyway. Like, if you've ever textured anything in Minecraft, like, those are individual pixels. Like, for instance, this, let's go with this one. That little light brown dot, the tan dot, is literally a pixel on the texture. So they're really small, really easy to edit, and it should, in theory, help Minecraft be a smaller game, but because of all the lines of code for the enemies, how it generates, procedurally generates even, everything, it's a rather large package. Look, a wolf, and I have bones. Sad day, would love a dog. I want a puppy. No, that hurt too much last time. Way too much. It still hurts. It's been 2 years. Almost 3. And it still hurts. Okay, moving on from a depressing topic. 1 second. Okay. There we go. I'm probably going to end my stream in a little while. I mean, it's only been an hour, but that's beside the point. Ow. Okay. I feel like I've done more rambling in this one than I have in the other ones. Certainly done a lot more exploring and nothing productive. And, okay, I thought I was going to fall there. That would have sucked. Ooh, chills. Ooh. Hearing a zombie right as you approach a cave, not a good thing. Well, I mean, I guess if you're hunting shit, that is. But the only good zombie is a dead zombie, especially if it's wearing a helmet and drops it. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a gold helmet anyway. Which, while yes, it breaks really quickly if you're getting hit, it also has better protection than diamond, or almost as good a protection as a diamond, but simply because of the fact that in amalgams, in metallic amalgams, or alloys, I guess is the proper term, not amalgams. Amalgamations are alloys with silver as the base. It enhances the current properties. It enhances the properties of the alloy. Like, take tungsten titanium. Like, tungsten in and of itself is also a strengthening metal. Pretty sure tungsten's a metal. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know. Tungsten titanium is an alloy of a couple different metals. One, of course, being titanium. I think another one being steel. And I do believe tungsten is a metal. I know it's a material of some type, but it's used to reinforce. Titanium, because titanium is super hard, which makes it even more brittle. Now, add gold to it, it makes it a bit more malleable, but even more durable. Like, every alloy that's got gold in it becomes a lot more durable. I don't know if it's because gold is softer. Add it to a super hard metal, makes it more durable, not brittle. Either way, it's a really cool thing. So gold has a lot of uses. And of course my favorite being in alloys, because it just kind of strengthens that bond. We recently, speaking of alloys, rediscovered the chemical formula, or at least the formula for auriculum, which was a lost alloy, but we discovered it on a trade ship. It's got like zinc, copper, bronze, iron, and like 2 other metals in it. I don't know, and we couldn't replicate it. It was pretty decent, stronger than iron, weaker than steel, but still extraordinarily durable, sharpened well. To my knowledge, like, I never really studied it. I only know this because an ex showed me the article, and I did like minor reading on auriculum at that point. Speaking of like lost techniques, like proper Feudal era Japan Damascus steel. Yeah, we know it was created by folding, but it was a certain quality of steel that they had used to fold it in and of it over itself properly 1,000,000 times. I want to say, legends say. We still haven't found the proper way to make it, but it had a special folding pattern after you oiled the blade to quench it from the, to cool it down. And to temper it, of course, but it gave it this nice wave-looking pattern, and because you can see each individual layer. Some smiths that I've watched on YouTube use powdered borax as a way to help strengthen it, I guess. Vikings. Okay. That is such a broad topic, Vampy, but Vikings, they're pretty fucking amazing. The term, I'm going to go ahead and start with like a Skyrim reference here. You hear a guard saying, I used to be an adventurer like you, and then I took an arrow to the knee. That was an actual Nordic saying that followed the Scandinavian Vikings even to the New World and brought it to even Canada. That term means that you got married. It means you took a knee to propose, or the weddings were taking a knee. I don't remember the specifics on that. But it meant you got married, you started a family. You ended your pillaging and war days. You ended your adventuring days and all that stuff. You were no longer an explorer unless you were trying to find a new home for your family, which often happened. Leif Erikson is probably one of the more famous Vikings, especially here in the Americas, considering he helped discover and colonize Canada, I believe, which is why they celebrate Leif Erikson Day. Which I think is pretty cool. Like, come on, your entire country is thanks to a Viking. Also, another cool thing about Vikings, Vikings tried to settle in North America, like United States of America area, and Roanoke. That's where the Roanoke legend comes from. Vikings tried to settle there. Okay, maybe Roanoke wasn't that, but wasn't them. Maybe Roanoke was actually British. Either way, there was a village they were trying to settle, and at the time, the Native American population was vast compared to what it was when Columbus got there. I mean, it was a couple hundred years later when Columbus managed to settle. Excuse me. Regardless, they tried to settle there. They made peace. They tried to trade and make peace with the indigenous, the Native Americans. I don't remember which specific tribe, but their population was so dense that they had their own vast cities, markets, etc., etc. Which is why, like, old accounts of the Americas, I don't remember what they were called at that time. I don't even care to look it up. I'm sure I could find it again, or just remember it if I really tried. But they really did have cities. They had their own markets. They had their own laws. Like how the democracy we have today is even based off of Native American democracy. For instance, the Iroquois, I'm pretty sure were one of the major influencees of how our government was supposed to be ran. Not getting into politics, though, whole different topic. Back to Vikings. Back to this colony. They started trading with the indigenous. They traded them milk. I don't remember what they got out of it, but they were trying to trade them milk. Now, if you don't know, we as humans are not meant to process other animals' milk. We do it because of an evolutionary trait that made us a bit more immune to it. Sometimes it skips a generation, which is why we get lactose intolerance, and then it spreads to the future generations. That's just our DNA saying, hey, we aren't supposed to actually drink it. We're the only species that drinks other animals' milk regularly. Our stomachs weren't meant to handle it, but Vikings, of course, being farmers and explorers and shit like that, could handle it. Like, they used every resource they could, and the herders, of course, got milk. Now, when they traded... the milk to the indigenous, of course, them not being used to drinking it, they got sick. Essentially lactose intolerance, their stomachs ached, they threw up. like severe pains. So they attacked the Vikings that tried to settle. Now they were, being a proud people as they are, and they were, um, did not want to give up their home. They didn't want to move back to wherever. They didn't want to return. They wanted this new land because it was untouched. Eventually, they couldn't take it anymore. They only settled for like 2 years. Like Vikings were scared. Like it takes a lot to scare a Viking. Like they were quote unquote a war faring people, which really they weren't. But we can get into that later. They got chased off by the Native Americans, constantly attacking. Like, okay, I'm tired of this. I'm going home. Is essentially what they did. So they went home. And a few hundred years later, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, yada yada. You know the story if you're American. And there were far less people because of what is known as the Native American apocalypse. I can link you if you want to read about it. It's not necessary. But essentially it wiped out a good 70-80% of their population nationwide. We don't know if it's because of disease, famine, something else. It could have actually been like a whole cataclysmic event started by the Vikings trying to settle in general. Fuck it, treasure map. I don't feel like getting it. But yeah, like these badass, savages, as we see them in history books, ran from Native Americans. There were just so many of them. They were outnumbered. They didn't have much of a choice. I mean, I would have ran in their position too. Another cool thing, women had rights in Viking, like they had extreme rights in Viking culture. Like if the husband cheated, he got his balls torn off, and half the time he got killed. He was publicly humiliated in front of the entire tribe 9 times out of 10. They had a say in anything that happened in their community. Well, by balls torn off, I mean they literally got castrated publicly to help shame them. Divorces were also prevalent. Divorce was actually prevalent in a lot of older cultures, Greek included, Greek/Roman included. Like a quote-unquote lifelong marriage thing didn't start until Christianity started reigning more in the world. Like it's a Christian concept. Simply because, well, people didn't live as long, especially in the Roman era. You lose interest. Like the average marriage back in the Roman era lasted, I don't know, like 30 years, if that. Like it wasn't a public shame if you divorced. Like your husband would die at war, dysentery, lead poisoning, different things, or you just lose interest. You'd stop being in love, which does happen, and it's such a stigma to get a divorce, which I guess is part of why this generation doesn't really get married, like millennials and such, other than, finances kind of suck. But yeah, that was a really long ramble. I feel like I bored people. My viewers are down to 0, which kind of sucks. Vampy left. I kept getting off track. That was my problem. Vampy, come back. Um, Also, another thing, Attack Panda is a fun Asian game, apparently. Never even actually heard of it, but I might actually check it out now. Gotta find a stopping point. Like, this is a decent map. It'd be great for exploring. What are you sending me? Oh, you're fine. I just want to find, like, one more thing before I end this stream. I hate that whenever you run or anything, like, do anything that isn't basic walking, the little guy shows up in the left-hand corner. Like, it's really annoying. Yes, I know I'm running. I ran intentionally. Ugh. Okay. Well, either way, guys, I'm signing off for the night. I feel like an hour, 22 some minute, 20 some minutes of me rambling about random shit and trying to, talking about random shit is enough. Next time I'll play a different game if I'm going to talk about random shit. Oh, I got a viewer, so I'm not leaving yet. Yay. Might switch games, though, if you don't mind. I found the edge of a map. What do I do with this now? Okay, I'm gonna save the game, switch the game into a proper, like, reaction let's play shit. Oh, by the way, like, I don't think you could actually order it. I've never actually ordered it. I just make it. Okay. You can probably find it in bottles and cans, but Dr. Pepper with vanilla flavor. This stream is going to end before the other game loads up, just because that's how it works, unfortunately. I'll let you know if I bring it back up. Thanks for joining in my crazy TED Talk. Wasn't really a TED Talk, but thanks for joining and listening in. See you later. Oh, wait. Maybe I can switch.